You're watching Fugitive Red Eye, and welcome to another DVD collection update. To start off with today, we have a Takeshi movie, which is Kanashi Kibun de Joke, which has never been released outside of Japan as far as I know, and I know very little about this movie. There's very little info of it online, but look forward to it in a future episode of Takeshi Tuesdays. There's the back of the case on that. And there's the insert, and the disc itself. Next up, we have the Super Milk Chun Show, 100% Whole, which is the first volume of Super Milk Chun. From what I understand, this has a gag dub also done by ADV, who did the gag dub for Ghost Story, so it's on that level, as well as like Shin-Chan and stuff like that. I've never seen Super Milk Chun, so I don't know how good it is, but I figured I'd give it a shot. It does have two discs, one with the Americanized version and one with the original Japanese version. Unique thing with this disc is this part folds out like that, so that's kind of weird, and it's got an insert here. There's the back of the insert. There's another insert, one of those old mail order things you used to do to get more anime. It also has reverse cover art, as you can see behind it. And there's the rest of that reverse cover art. Next up, we have not a DVD, but a VCD. It's one of the Dragon Ball Z Speedy Dub movies. It's Fight 10 Billion Power Warriors. And though that shows a scene from Super Android 13 on the case, I can assure you that is not what this is. This is the Return of Cooler. This is one that I've been wanting to get my hands on for a while because it has some of the most iconic Speedy Dub lines, such as, "If I don't eat rice, the power won't come." And at last you show your real shit, Saya people, so I look forward to watching this. There's a bunch of Speedy's logos behind the disc. Next up we have the Initial D live-action movie, which I've already reviewed on the channel. As I said before, I did watch this on Netflix, and I fucking loved it, so I had to buy myself a copy. As you can see, it is a 2-disc set, so there's disc 1 and disc 2. And speaking of Initial D, we have one of the Initial D PS2 games. I think this is Special Stage, yeah, it says right there. And I'm pretty sure that's Keisuke, but he looks kind of weird on this case without his blonde hair. But there's the back of the case there. There's the insert, the manual. There's some of the inside of the manual. And the disc. Next up, something a little controversial, but we have O.J. Simpson's book, If I Did It, Confessions of the Killer. And as you can see, you don't see O.J. Simpson's name listed anywhere in the credits on the cover, and there's a reason for that. Like right here it says, in O.J. Simpson's own words. So what happened is O.J. wrote and tried to publish this book originally, right? And he originally was just calling it If I Did It, and the if was much more visible than it is here, because they intentionally made it small when they published it. They also made it very hard to see on the spine here. But these are family members of, I believe they were the parents of one of the victims, the one that wasn't O.J.'s ex-wife. I apologize for not knowing his name, I just know of the case. I don't really know everyone's name involved. I just looked in the book. His name was Ron Goldman, and then there was Nicole Brown Simpson. So now I got their names, so there we go. I felt that I probably should do that just because. But anyway, as we all know, O.J. was found not guilty during his trial, so I can't legally say that he's a murderer, but in my opinion, he totally did it. In a legal sense, he didn't, but I totally think he did. And curiously, even though he was found innocent, he was actually found responsible for the deaths in a civil suit for, he was sued in a wrongful termination suit. But, he had Johnny Cochran as a lawyer, so of course he was found innocent. Johnny Cochran was, say what you want about him, but he was one of the best lawyers that ever lived. And that's both a compliment and an insult, because lawyers are very slimy. But sometimes, if that's the life you're in, that's what you want, right? Anyway, point is, O.J. was originally going to release this book, and it's basically his hypothetical account of what would have happened if he did it, and how he would have done it if it were him. And there was an interview he did on TV, where he started out talking about the book and being all hypothetical about it and saying, this is what would have happened, and then this would have happened. But then, as the interview went on, he kind of broke that and started saying, and then I did this, and then I did this. But he tried to release this book, and the publishers got sued, and ultimately the rights were given to the Goldman family, who published it. And they added their own introduction and stuff like that, but they did keep O.J.'s original words in his hypothetical. So, again, I can't legally say O.J. did it, but I personally am of the belief that he did. So with that said, I figured it would be an interesting read, although controversial. To end off here, we have the AMC For Your Consideration set from 2012. If you don't know what these are, this is when they send something off to get it, recommended for an Emmy. They have to send off, submissions and specific episodes they want to get an Emmy. So this has quite a few episodes of stuff, and it has this nice booklet of stuff. I'll probably do a discs in depth of this at some point, in all honesty, because it's pretty extensive, although I doubt it'll have menus. But that was the small booklet. Here's the big booklet that actually has the discs in it, right? So it's got a few different episodes of Mad Men. It's got, 3 episodes on this disc, 6 on this one. Then it's got the entire 4th season of Breaking Bad on these discs. I think that's pretty great to have the entire 4th season submitted for an Emmy. Granted, every single episode of this season deserved it, especially Face Off. Face Off is my all-time favorite episode of all of Breaking Bad, so fair enough. Then there's some of The Walking Dead, 2 discs worth of that. There's The Killing, which I've never heard of, so there you go. There's a few episodes of that on 2 discs. And there's Hell on Wheels. Again, I don't know anything about that. I assume it's something to do with biker gangs or something? No, because that was Sons of Anarchy. I don't know. Maybe they did more than one biker show. It doesn't look like biker shit, though. It looks more like cowboy shit, so I have no idea. Then it's got an episode of Kevin Smith's Comic Book Men and The Pitch, which it has 1 episode of as well. But as you can see, AMC 2012 Emmy Awards. But that does it for this DVD collection update. I hope you've enjoyed. Toodles.